the African People's Convention will hold a memorial lecture in honor of Pan Africanist Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe. Sobukwe broke away from the ANC and formed the Pan African Congress, Pan Africanist Congress rather, in 1959. He died in 19. For more on this, we speak to SABC News reporter Katlego Nyoni. Katlego, it's the identity and life and time of Robert Sobukwe has, for time immemorial, been tied very specifically to the PAC. They seem to carry political ownership of the narrative of Sobukwe, but the APC, which itself ties a lot of political lineage and ideological underpinning to Sobukwe, they too want to honor him with a memorial lecture. How did that underplay? And what were the issues consideration during the lecture that was delivered? What was the key message?
Certainly true, Oliver, and good evening to you and to our viewers. Well, we know that politically, Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe was strongly African. Now, today, the African People's Convention has concluded a series of memorial lectures on the legacy of the anti-apartheid figure that is Robert Sobukwe. Well, they participated in that memorial lecture today at Mandiwana Village, which is a municipality in the Limpopo province, essentially to look at the role and the contributions that the late Robert Sobukwe made towards, fighting segregation policies that were targeted against black people at the time. Well, the APC says it is very important for today's generation to know the name Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe, as he played a very important role towards the now of the country. Well, the APC has been conducting these lectures throughout the country, starting in February, as Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe died on the 27th of February in 1978. So the party went and crisscrossed areas like the Cape, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, as well as now in Limpopo, to reflect essentially on the role that Robert Mangaliso played. The two parties essentially hold similar ideologies, looking at the fact that they believe that the wealth of the country needs to belong and be controlled by black Africans.
What were some of the key themes in the series of lectures culminating in the final lecture that was? What were some of the key themes explored?
The main theme, which featured quite a number of times when the APC president was talking to members of the media as well as party members, is that today there is no audio or video recording or material with the voice and images of Sobukwe, saying that is something that the party has been advocating for so many years, saying that they would like to sort of push for that agenda so that they can finally hear Mr. Sobukwe's voice as currently audio or any recorded material depicting the late saying that if he were to be here and witness some of the challenges that are currently facing the country, he would have taken a different approach. The president there, Tembagodi, mentioning to us that the Sobukwe was not going to tolerate some of the strategies, or rather antics, that we have seen that the country has seen from Africa, as well as Solidarity, saying that they have been besmirching the country's name as well as legacy and policies, saying that the struggle icon would have not tolerated that and would have challenged those that are allied with AfriForum, as well as Solidarity, as well as the United States of America to an extent. So essentially, the party president was saying that there are many challenges that South Africans attention to themselves and try to find a solution to try and repair those challenges. Oliver?
Yep. As a Pan Africanist, Rob spoke extensively, written extensively about a united Africa, an Africa that believes in Africanism where Africanism is at the center entity and dealings of the continent. What's been happening lately over the last couple of months on the continent with security crises reaching pitch, particularly in the DRC, conversations around ethnic battles and ethnic wars taking place, between the DRC and parts of Rwanda, sponsored by the Rwandan government, are some of the key issues that's topical at the top of the mind of many leaders in the world and on the continent right now. Temagori had posthumously projected what the views of Sobukwe would have been on contemporary issues. Did he offer any sort of posthumous projection of Sobukwe's views on what would have been his assessment of the continent in pursuit, of course, of Pan-Africanism?
Not necessarily in that manner. However, the APC is about some of the developments that are affecting the continent of Africa because of the ideology that is centered around what the party stands for, that is the African People's Convention. That is something that is very concerning for the APC, and he did mention that the PAC in itself also shares similar views regarding what is currently happening right now in the African continent. There needs to be workable solutions towards peace, towards fostering bilateral discussions, at a regional level between countries that are sort of involved in any situation might be tense and might sort of oppress the people residing in countries. So that also did feature as one of the topics and the agenda by the APC president. However, they have started this, as I mentioned earlier, at the beginning of February, as Mr. Sobukwe passed away 27th of February. So they have declared this month his month in the party. February as his month in the party.
Yeah. Kadego, thank you so much for your time and your insights. Really do appreciate that report. Kadego Nyoni, SABC News reporter, giving a sense of the Sobukwe lecture.